You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, I saw this and I didn't do anything but just smile. Oh, the NFL's mad. And honestly, when you see the difference in the ratings between the two, you kind of understand why the NFL's pissed. So the owners, I'm sure, are sitting back, and the NFL and Roger Goodell are sitting back going, you've got to be kidding me right now, right? In case you do not know this, the NBA has their version of Sunday Night Basketball. It is their product on NBC that's supposed to mirror Sunday Night Football, and Sunday Night Football always brings in huge ratings, okay? Now, before we just jump into this, let me show you what I'm talking about. This is Sunday Night's Football's ratings right here. All right? And this is for this year. NBC and Peacock averages 23.5 million viewers as Primetime's number one show for an unprecedented 15 consecutive year. Now, were the ratings good, at least when there was the Sunday night basketball premiere? Yeah. That Lakers-Knicks game came back with 4.5 million viewers. Should be noted, Caitlin Clark was a part of that whole fiasco, so I know for a fact, trust me on this one, a lot of her fans tuned in just to see her as an NBA analyst. But the point I'm trying to make is that's basically 20 million viewers difference between Sunday Night Football and Sunday Night Basketball. Well, in case you do not know this, the NBA right now is getting paid more money per season for Sunday Night Basketball than the NFL is for Sunday Night Football, and the NFL is pissed. And I can't say I blame them. Can't say I blame them. The NFL is reportedly irritated, quote, irritated, with the NBC's massive TV deal with the NBA. Puck's John Orand said Roger Goodell and company aren't thrilled with how much more the rival league is getting for its Sunday night product. Quote, executives at the NFL are irritated. The NBA deal irritated them. The idea that NBC is paying more for Sunday night basketball than for Sunday night football. These are people and personalities, and it makes the executives at the NFL crazy that this has happened. So could they come in and just start to turn the screw because of the NBA deal? The NBA returned to NBC this season as part of an 11-year media rights deal that will see the network pay $2.5 billion per season. Can you believe somebody's paying that much for the NBA? And guys, I know this because I did a video not too long ago about the NBA media rights deal because the WNBA is in a CBA battle, blah, blah, blah. Their media rights deal is $7.7 billion a year. The NBA, these networks overpaying for the NBA is just, it's nuts. It's insane. NBC is currently paying around $2 billion for its media rights package with the NFL, $500 million less, which includes Sunday Night Football, despite having a much higher viewership than the NBA. The network also recently signed roughly a $600 million deal with MLB for Sunday Night Baseball and wild card playoff games for the next 3 seasons. Wow, how the mighty have fallen. MLB's only getting $200 million a year for Sunday Night Baseball. That's crazy. With the NFL potential media rights opt-outs coming in 2029 and 2030, NBC could be forced to make some tough decisions and write some big checks. Quote, it shakes out with the networks paying a ton more money to the NFL. A ton more. We've always talked about that line for the other leagues. Who are the haves and who are the have-nots? The line is going to be much more defined once these rights come out, because all of a sudden you have the Premier League that's coming to market with all of its games. NBC is going to have to pay a lot more, and they're going to be paying for the NFL. They're going to be paying for the NBA. Can they really afford something that's really weekend morning programming in the Premier League? You have baseball that's coming up. So they're saying that really and truly, like, they're talking like the Premier League is in jeopardy. I know they're always showing that on Peacock all the time when I go over to Peacock. But that is pretty wild that there's a $500 million difference. And in 2029, I mean, that's 3 more seasons. I don't know if there's a way that the NFL can do anything about that beforehand, but they're going to set back $23.5 million versus $4.5 million. By the way, that 4.5 is kind of like the high water mark. That was one game. That was the premiere of Sunday Night Basketball. I don't think it's been as high since the premiere. So we're talking more than a 20 million viewership difference. You can bet that the NFL is furious right now. The owners, can you imagine how pissed off they are? Actually, I've got to wonder if somehow, some way, that's going to put a little heat on Roger Goodell, actually. You know, I mean, he gets a ton of credit, and this is why I've always said, you get people that, for whatever reason, want to white knight Roger Goodell. Look at everything he's done. Well, any commissioner could have been sitting right there, and it was going to look like they helped make the league all this money, because with the popularity of the sport, I mean, the media rights money was going to go way up during whoever's tenure. It could have been anybody. You could have had, you could have had Barney the dinosaur as the NFL commissioner. It wouldn't have mattered. They would have looked like, hey, look how Barney's doing. Well, there was always going to be a massive jump in the amount of money the NFL was showing it's making because of the media rights money with the NFL. I still can't believe anybody is willing to pay that for the National Basketball Association. By the way, ESPN reportedly was like, remember when ESPN had all these layoffs like 3 years ago? It was because they had paid, in their estimation, way too much for the NBA. And it was going to be hard to sustain. They still got it, but, it's like the understanding that you're taking a loss. I don't understand it. The NFL, I can understand paying for because of the ratings, the sheer eyeballs. The NBA is a head scratcher. It really is. Tell me what you think. The NFL's pissed. And Adam Silver's laughing his ass off right now. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.